Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first episode of the Cool Guy Experience. It is currently 12:42 a.m. Central Time, Friday, April 24th, 2020, and it is yet another end to yet another week in quarantine. I hope you guys are all doing well, and thank you for tuning in to our first episode. All right, so we have a couple of things. Well, first, I guess, Eric, you want to say hi too?
Oh, hi. How you doing?
Aren't you glad that those are going to be your first words on this podcast, or just, oh, hey, how you doing?
Hey,
Like,
how
are you
you
proud of
doing?
yourself for that?
Of
All right.
course.
So we have a couple topics in mind that we want to start with, but we're not dead set on them. We're going to be a little bit flexible. But I want to get started with, something that's been going on in the world. This whole quarantine situation. So I know, this is a super boring time for everyone, and the main issue with quarantine for me, and it's like, I know it's for a good reason and everything, but the main issue that I have is, like, I don't get to see the people that I want to see, because
Yeah,
I
we haven't hanged out with the boys in like a month.
yeah, I know, I haven't, yeah, because, like, I went from, and because I snap you all the time, I went from hanging out with Carter and Tyler every, like, weekend to
Mm-hmm.
now just doing nothing but sitting in my room all day. And it's so boring, because literally there's no variation between one day to the next, at least for me. Like, I'm doing the same exact thing that I did yesterday, and I was kind of talking about that in the Discord earlier today.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. So how have you been doing during quarantine? Anything special or whatnot?
I mean, jerking off a lot.
No? Yeah. There is
It's to
that.
the point where I think I have a problem.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It's like you know how people are addicted to crack.
yeah, yeah. I have
Yeah,
experience with. Yeah,
I'm addicted to jerking off.
yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily think you have a problem. I think it's just the fact that there's literally nothing better to do right now in
Yeah,
quarantine
like some people
than to
like to
just,
eat out of boardom.
yeah. I
Yeah, I jerk off.
I'd rather just sit in my room and beat my dick all day. Like, there's
Of
nothing
course.
there's nothing better to do. But
It's honestly, I mean, like no one comes in. I have a phone. I have Netflix. There's not much that you need. I mean, put two and two together here.
I have a question though. You said you have Netflix. Now, what do
Yeah.
you possibly watch on Netflix that you could beat off to all day?
Dude,
What could there possibly
Trailer
be?
Park Girl, Trailer Park Boys is a good starter.
Oh my god, that show is so amazing. I cannot
Get
tell you
gets
how many times I watched that show.
gets me
Like
nice and ripe for
like
the feeling.
oh, Jesus Christ, man. Just shout out to Trailer Park Boys, dude. Like,
You
we
selling
have a
your
total
body
of,
out the
like,
cheeseburgers, Randy. A
we
man's
have
gotta eat,
we
don't
have 4 subscribers right now, all right, but I just want to give a quick little shout out to Trailer Park Boys. All right, that show is just amazing. I have binged that show
It's
so many times.
one of the greatest shows ever created.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think that is probably, arguably the best series on Netflix.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like my favorite, but honestly, it's one of the funniest I've ever watched.
It is literally, it's so good. I used to tell my friends, Carter and Tyler, I used to hang out with them. I was like, bro, you should totally watch the show. Like, I watch it all the time. It's so good. Blah, blah, blah. And they never gave it a chance. And then I remember one night we were all hanging out, and I turned it on, and I got them hooked on it. Like, they couldn't stop watching it. I was like, see, if you would have just fucking listened to me,
Yeah,
I've been
just
telling
listen
you all
for
the whole
once.
time, this show is good as hell.
It's really good.
Yeah.
But like I can only watch it for so long, and I've already watched The Office all the way through.
Oh, yeah.
So I ran out of shows after like the first month, and now I have nothing.
Lately I've been just on a constant repeat. So the thing is, I always have a show running in the background. No matter what time it is, I fall asleep to shows, I wake up to shows, just constantly running on
I have
either
The Office
Hulu or
on right
Netflix.
now, just
Yeah,
kind of chilling.
I did have South Park on, but it kind of kicked me out because I didn't hit the controller, like, for too long. So
Hmm.
now I'm just sitting on the welcome screen. But I've just been on a repeat of binging South Park, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and Trailer Park Boys, and a little bit of The Office here and there. And that has been my binge for quarantine, just constantly in the background, 24/7.
Yeah, I just got The Office. I'm on my second run. I probably could have had more, but I decided to watch other shows. Parks and Rec's pretty nice. They're recreating some of that.
You
So
know, you
I'm
know what?
happy.
I've never really watched Parks and Rec. Like,
You've
is
never
it better
given
than
it a
The
chance.
Office?
In my opinion, it's a bad opinion. No one likes my opinion, but it's my opinion.
I respect your opinion,
It's
Eric.
I think it's so much better than The Office.
That
So many different ways.
I watched. I mean, I know the memes are probably a lot better. I watched. I
Oh, the
remember.
memes are way better.
Yeah, I remember a couple of years ago. I think I tried to watch the first episode of it, and then I was like, I mean,
The first
obviously back
season,
then,
honestly, is bun. The first season
yeah,
is bun.
it's kind of how the
But after
same.
that,
It's kind of same deal with The Office. Like the first few episodes
hmm
were just freaking ass, dude.
yeah, but after the first season, like the first season, The Office was like after that it was really good, and then Michael left, and then it sucked.
Yeah, dude. Michael left.
After the first season of Parks and Rec, it stayed on a constant incline. Like it stayed good.
Hmm.
It never got worse.
I feel like The Office kind of it started off iffy, and then it kind of had this. It's kind of like a if you were to look on a graph, it's kind of like a slow incline and then a really slow decline. Because
hmm
you have they start off, they're kind of awkward, they don't know whatever, and then you get up to their prime, and then Michael leaves, and then everything just kind of goes downhill from there. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a good show, it's funny, I
Still,
like it.
yeah, it's still a great show.
Yeah, but when Michael left, I do feel like it kind of dwindled quite a bit.
hmm
It kind of I
Got
feel
so
like he
much worse.
was I feel like it kind of focused around him quite a bit, and like when it lost that, it just kind of lost a big chunk
Yes,
of
because
it.
he created so many dumb, awkward moments
Yeah, I know, and
that it was great.
that's what made that show so good.
And Andy can never replace that.
Yeah. No,
He can
yeah.
never create those awkward moments because he has to be the center of attention at all times.
What is your? I have a burning question though. Ever since we started talking about
What?
The Office, what is your favorite Office character or
Kevin.
person? Kevin.
Kevin.
I
Kevin,
respect
no doubt.
that, but I'm gonna have to go with Creed. I feel like Creed is
All
my
right.
spirit animal.
Creed is a close crowd. Creed is a close second. He's definitely your spirit animal.
Yeah, I
But
the my favorite, and I guess the second question: what is your favorite moment from The Office, or best favorite thing that happened?
the only reason why I said Kevin is the chili scene. He drops the chili onto the floor.
That is so good. No,
I
my
can't,
favorite
can't
one.
get over that.
It's from the deleted scenes. Was when Stanley dropped those pictures, or I forgot the context around it.
Oh, the
Yeah.
hentai pictures.
No, yeah, and he goes, the camera just pans
Hentai.
over to it, and it's all censored, and then it cuts to the interview with him, and he goes, "It's called hentai, and it's art." And I feel like they shouldn't have cut that from the show. That was such a good
That's a
scene.
great quote. I'm gonna start using that in my everyday
called
life.
hentai, and it's art. Oh, Jesus.
It's gonna be in the middle of class.
Just raise your hand.
Teacher's like, "Hey Eric, what are you doing on your lap?" It's
No.
called hentai and it's art.
Oh yeah, teacher comes around back of the class. You're like sitting there, like kind of hunched over on your desk, just looking down at your knees. The teacher comes around. It's like, Eric, what are you doing? It's like, just drop it all. Just a couple of seconds of awkward silence, and then it's called hentai, and it's art. Jesus.
That's pretty good.
No, but yeah, I've never actually watched Parks and Rec. Like I said, obviously a couple of years ago, when I first tried watching it, I only watched like the first episode or two, and I didn't have the humor then that I have now. So, I feel like I could really get into it now. But I think maybe after the podcast later on, I might go and
It's
watch it.
honestly the only reason why I think it's better is The Office. It's not because of the plot. I think the plot of The Office is way better because it's more relatable. Not
Mhm.
many people are in government, but people have annoying bosses.
Yeah.
But the reason why I think Parks and Rec is so much better is because of the supporting. It has a bunch of SNL alum. There's a bunch of people that came from SNL or in the comedy field
Hmm.
that I think it was dominant.
Just a
And
good choice of
now,
like actors.
and I saw on Instagram today, Chris Pratt posted that I think they recorded like a couple of episodes before this quarantine thing started. So can't wait till that comes out. It's like April 30th is when that comes out. It's gonna be the greatest day of my life.
Hmm. No, yeah, like I said, I think maybe later on after the podcast, I might have to go watch some of that. All right, so
But in between like watching TV shows and stuff, all I've been doing is a bunch of dumb homework.
yeah, that kind of gradually transfers us over to our next topic, the whole thing with online school and e-learning and all that. So I have a little bit of a controversial, I guess you could say, opinion with it, and I'm gonna come out and say I don't think it's too bad. If I'm being
What?
100%,
Wait, hold up.
yeah, no, yeah, like hear me out. Obviously, no one wants to sit there and do work, right? But in my opinion, when you take the whole factor of not being able to see your friends and all that kind of stuff, which sucks, obviously, but when you take that out, I would much rather be at home doing this stuff than at school. Because, first of all, it's a lot less work. You don't have to go to school
Also, you
and
can. It's easier. It is easier to cheat. I'll give
it
it
is
that.
very much easier to cheat. But, you can, like, it's, you don't have to go to school and stress for like 7.5 hours or however long you're there. You can
Yeah.
sit at your home and you can stay up until 3 and get up at 12 and just get around to it really whenever you want to. And I feel like that laid back environment helps so much with student stress and all that kind of stuff. And, Dylan, for example, I know he hates it. He hates it so much and I wish he could go back to school. And, like, I get the whole social factor of it. I completely
Yeah, I
understand
get the
that.
social factor,
It's
and I
just,
completely agree with you. It's way easier doing it in my own
mhm,
house. It's
it's
just a
just,
matter of I have one teacher. She has been getting on my nerves because I do my work. I make sure I do my work. I make sure I do it right, and then I do it. I get over it
mhm,
because I'm trying. Because honestly, I can make higher honor roll for once. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but this is easy stuff.
yeah,
And I'm doing my work, and I've been doing it all. I turned it in, first assignment. Well, the day after I turned it in, I didn't get on my laptop because we didn't have school on Friday. Well, I guess she wanted us to turn it in on Google Classroom. She switched it over from Schoology to Google Classroom. She wanted us to turn it in. I didn't turn it in because I wasn't on my laptop.
yeah.
I don't turn it in. I look at my laptop this week. I have a 55 in her class.
Oh my God.
And then I text her and I'm like, wait, Mrs. Smith, why do I have a 55 in your class right now? And she responds, he's like, well, according to Power School, you didn't do your work. And I said, I really wanted to respond with, since when does Power School grade my since when does Power School grade my work? Because it doesn't. She gets the emails, she gets the responses. She doesn't, like, the way that she didn't get that in my work is retarded.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. You got my work. You literally said that I did a good job on it, and then 0 out of 20, 0 out of 30. You suck.
Yeah. I
You
think
disgusting man.
that is one of the cons of, e-learning and all that kind of stuff is, you can't always rely on technology to be 100% right all the time because there's going to be hiccups here and there, and now no technology is perfect, and so you could have grading issues and everything, and it could really affect you in a negative way, even if you've done all your stuff, but
Hmm.
yeah, I imagine if fucking Miss Smith she's like browsing YouTube, she's like, oh, the Cool Guys podcast, first episode, just tunes in, we're just fucking shitting on her.
You know that teacher, Mrs. Smith. Yeah, fuck that girl.
Fuck that bitch, bro.
Dumb whore.
Dumb
Three,
whore. Jesus
three
Christ.
failed. Yeah, she hates the male race because she couldn't keep 3 marriages. God.
I heard that. Isn't she like she's like
She
super.
despise. She despises all men.
I've heard that
Right?
before.
It's hilarious. She only likes one dude, and it's in my class. Everyone else hates her. Hates
Didn't
their guts.
didn't she go on like a huge rant about like
Dude,
feminism
she
and
went on
stuff
a
like
rant
that?
in first hour. It was hilarious. She went on like this big long rant. She's like, dude, women have been put in the back seat for a long time now.
Oh
And I'm
Jesus.
like, okay. No, not in your lifetime.
I'm gonna state something pretty damn controversial. Um,
Okay.
Personally, in my opinion, in this day and age, you are more you are not discriminated against anymore whatsoever.
No,
If anything,
not even
if
close to
anything,
as
women
discriminated
and
as
members
later
of
on.
the LGBTQ plus community are at more of an advantage than men and
Yes.
the things alike. So really, I don't understand the point of rallying and doing all this stuff if when you really look at it from a statistical standpoint, you're at more of an advantage of the people against who you're rallying or
Yeah.
protesting or
Like
etc.
what I don't understand is like they fight for racial relations, and I'm not saying that races don't exist, but in this day and age, it's your way like it's not as common.
Yeah.
It's not as common. So they fight for like racial relations and stuff, and then like they march on these big awesome rallies, wasting the taxpayers' money on things that you guys complain about.
Hmm.
Like they could be spending that money on things that you guys want, but they're not because they have to spend it on extra shields, like body shields, and keeping their officers safe from groups like Antifa, who just
Exactly.
want to, yeah, who just destroy things,
Yeah.
destroy the public good. And you guys all want to be freaking socialists and commies and stuff, but you rallying and destroying whole city blocks does
Yeah.
not help.
That
Does not help your communist ways. Like,
I completely agree with you because you wanna go and talk about equality and world peace or and whatnot, and then you go and destroy shit out in public and like do all this
mm-hmm,
crazy stuff, and it's like you are legitimately, it's so ironic because you are
you're
contradicting your
everything that
cause.
you're
Yeah,
against.
you're
Yeah,
contradicting your cause while you're protesting for that cause. It makes zero sense. I feel like people this day and age just if they're part of a certain community, they just feel the need to just be mad about something. They feel the
yeah.
need to
Like
protest about bullshit and
like the
nothing.
problem is I like to have civil conversations. I like to hear the other side,
Hmm.
and I either like to convince or sometimes I even change my mind.
Yeah,
It's just
I'm
a
open to
matter of
discussion like that.
yeah. I like discussion, and I like to work things out, and I like to see where other people come from and their mindsets. And then whenever like I get into like an argument about something, it could be literally anything that I disagree on, and then I get called out for being this or being racist or being like bigoted or something like that,
Yeah.
being something really stupid for no reason. When I'm just trying to have a conversation and I'm keeping it really like nice, and then somebody's just like screaming at the top of their lungs at me. Honestly,
Hmm.
I just sit there and I laugh
Yeah.
because I
Yeah, I
think
feel
it's
you.
funny when they're all about, oh, we want equality. If you're for feminism, you're for equality. When in all actuality, they want women to be greater than men.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of funny that we're talking about this now because I saw this video earlier today, and it was an interview with these two women, and they were talking about um they she the interviewer, they asked this one woman, um hey, do you think that women can do all things that men can do? And she said yes. The lady who was being interviewed, she said yes. And then the interviewer goes, do you think that men can do all things that women can do? And she goes, no. And I'm like, so you're out there fighting for equality and whatnot, and then contradicting yourself once again, like literally what I just said, like I don't know, like 2 3 minutes ago. You were contradicting what you are talking about and what your quote unquote fucking cause is. You know,
hmm
it
Well,
it just makes no sense.
in that little rant that Mrs. Smith decided to go on in my first hour class, she decided to bring up my favorite topic in the argument against feminism, and that's the wage gap. My favorite one because it's the
Jesus.
easiest to debunk.
Yeah.
All right, so she's like, "Oh my God, women get paid so much less than men. It's like 44 cents to the dollar." And I've heard 75 cents to the dollar. I've heard 44 cents to the dollar. One time I heard one low is 24.
Oh
And
my god.
the matter of you guys can't keep your like what number it is straight among all of you
It's just
proves to me that it's
hilarious.
not real.
Yeah.
It's not. It can't be real if you guys can't keep your facts straight.
Yeah.
And for two, uh, men just they overcrowd fields such as like STEM fields. They overcrowd lawyers, doctors, these high-paying jobs
Mm-hmm.
where women don't like to talk about where they spent their money on their women's studies class or they spent their money on veterinary school or nursing school where you're not going to get it paid as much as a man.
Yeah.
The wage gap is based off of averages.
It's
It's not
yeah.
based off it's not based off of what jobs. Because if it was based off of a woman lawyer and a man lawyer at same age, same profession, same office, they're most likely going to be paid the same.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're comparing I don't know, a teacher to a lawyer,
Obviously, they're gonna
where
get paid more.
where women overcrowd teaching fields, but men overcrowd lawyers, the lawyer in the law field, of course they're going to get paid more.
Yeah, and I
And
mean,
then
like,
they
you could reverse that. You could have a woman lawyer and a man teacher, and the woman's gonna get paid more. It
exactly.
isn't. It's not a matter of gender. It's not a matter of man and woman. It's a matter of
Yeah,
what job you choose, and I don't know why they don't fucking see that.
my problem is, okay, so if women get paid less than men, and that's a conscious decision on what they're doing, right? Why
Hmm.
don't they just hire all women
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
just to save money? They pay them less anyways, right?
yeah.
Why don't they just hire all women?
Um,
I mean, that makes no sense. That's why it's my favorite one to debunk.
yeah, and
But I
another thing.
obviously didn't want to get sent down to the principal's office, so I didn't say anything.
Yeah, that's
I
one thing.
would have got
If you try to stand up to the teachers at our school, which
I would have
I'm not
got
gonna,
called out her for
yeah,
harassment.
which I'm not gonna name for quite obvious reasons.
Well, yeah.
But if you try to stand up for yourself against the teachers in the school, and I know I'm gonna sound like a dramatic 15-year-old high schooler who doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, and I'm probably just being disrespectful and whatnot. But genuinely, if you try to debunk a teacher and like talk, like have a civil conversation, they just send you down to the fucking office. Like
Mhm.
there's a kid in my math class. Me and you have the same math class, different hours, but same teacher, and
Yeah.
he was trying to talk to her about something, and she just fucking sent him down to the office because she didn't want to hear a genuine, you know, a factual side. But back to the whole wage gap thing. If you, it also depends. Let's say you have a woman lawyer that works at a lower end law firm as a lawyer, right? She doesn't,
Mhm.
you're not gonna get paid as much. And then coincidentally, there's a man that works at a higher paying, higher quality law firm. Obviously, he's going to get paid more. You're still in the same job and field, but it really comes down to the office or whatnot, for an example. And
Mhm.
they use that coincidence as part of their cause with this whole wage gap thing. And really, when you really genuinely look at it, it's not gender, man and woman. It is not any of that. It is what job you choose. And you
Yes.
cannot use that as part of your cause. It is your choice. If you want to get paid more, then go to school, get a better education, get a better job. And
And my favorite part
simple as
about
that.
that is like it depends on your occupation. It also depends on your schooling and how you do in school. Grades. Well, if that's so true and women are getting paid less than men, then why is it that women tend to do better? Young girls tend to do better in high school. They get better grades in high school. Why
Yeah.
is that? Because the school system is denied for women. They talk and they listen. That's not how guys learn.
Mhm.
They don't because honestly, because it's been statistically proven that women listen more than men. They
Yeah.
listen to more
Obviously.
m- they listen to more mundane things and they listen to more important things than men do. Men tend to forget that. Well, if men tend to forget that, and everything is just keep it in your brain and spit it out on a piece of paper, how do you expect young boys to succeed when you're teaching them the same way?
Yeah.
When it's scientifically proven that their brains work completely different.
Yeah. Damn, I didn't know we were gonna get so political in the fucking pilot episode of this podcast.
Well,
But
is what it is.
I have some, I guess both of us do have some pretty controversial opinions on things. Like,
Well, of course.
the whole, don't even fucking get me started on, the whole trans rights and transgender thing. Literally, All right,
It's called
you
gender
can
dysmorphia, but they don't want to deny that. They want to deny that as a whole.
listen. It is a fucking mental disorder. It is not who you are. It is a mental condition called gender dysphoria or dysmorphia, whatever it is.
Mhm.
I'm stupid, but um, literally these people are going around talking about trans rights and shit like that, and to me it doesn't make sense whatsoever. Like I said, you can dislike the video, you can unsubscribe. Quite frankly, I don't give a shit. But in my very humble opinion, it just doesn't make sense to me. You can't wake up one day and just you can't just choose what you want to be. Listen to me. Like if you were born with the XY chromosome and you are born with male genitalia, then you are a man for the rest of your life. You cannot, cut off your dick, throw on a wig, and be like, hey, I want to be a woman. So you better call me he or her pronouns, all that bullshit.
It's ma'am.
Yeah. This reminds me of the dude in GameStop, and he's like smashing all the. He's like,
Yeah.
he's a ma'am.
It's
But
ma'am.
no, yeah, but anyway, yeah, you can't just wake up one day and just decide what gender you want to be or whatever. Also, gender and sex are the same thing. Fight me. You can't.
Well, it's okay.
There are
The
two
problem
genders.
is,
There are literally only two genders, male and female. All right, fight me.
mhm,
It's my opinion. All right,
there's the
it's not even
XY
opinion. It's
chromosome.
fucking fact.
You can go double Y, you can go XY. There's no freaking Z on there.
Yeah,
That means there's two. Okay?
yeah,
You can't just make up chromosomes because you feel like you identify as a freaking bobcat, okay?
yeah.
It's not. And the problem with this is the way society is going and the way that like they want us to treat them is retarded.
They
Because they
want us to treat them with royalty. Talk
yeah,
about they're always talking about how quote unquote brave they are. It doesn't take much to wake up one day and throw on a wig and be like, hey, I'm a girl now. You know?
because most of society are not assholes.
Yeah, I know.
They're
They don't want to be
like
called out for this shit, but quite frankly,
mhm.
I don't care. I'm stating
it's
facts. All right.
it's my the problem with it is it's gonna get to a point where if they get their way, there's gonna be 50 million genders by the time that I'm 20.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
there's gonna be way too many pronouns. There's gonna be way too many things that I'm gonna have to call people. And then if they still get their way, there's people that want to throw me in jail because oh I'm sorry you look like a man so I called you a man and I got it wrong. I apologize because I'm not a dick in society and I just really want to get out of the conversation.
Yeah.
So I get it wrong. I apologize. And then you want to try to throw me in jail for assault.
The whole I saw that. I've seen that. That is so dumb.
Yeah,
But the
it's
the whole
retarded.
the whole pronouns thing, I find it hilarious because it's like I want to be called this or I want to be called that, and if you don't call me that, that's disrespect. And it's like, how the hell am I supposed to know you want to identify as a goddamn Xbox controller when you look like a woman to me? If you look like a woman, I'm gonna call you, her. All right, her, she, whatever those pronouns, female
And
pronouns.
and it's the problem is I don't understand why people want to treat men and women the same. Like I get it, like in some
We're not the
circumstances
same, if I'm being
you
honest
want to
with
treat
you.
them the same, but like in some situations, like in a professional sense, you want to talk to them the same way you talk to a man and a woman. That makes sense. But if you're talking about just like biological, you want to try to treat them the same throughout all of their upbringing. It can't work. It won't work.
It's
It
not
just
gonna
won't.
work because they're not
Yeah,
meant like.
their brains are different. Your attitude, everything about a young man and a young woman growing up, their minds are completely different. You
when you
can't treat them the same.
when you think about it, like evolution and all that kind of stuff, we were meant to be different.
Yeah,
You know?
men from like biological standpoint, they were the ones that were the hunters and the gatherers. They were the ones that hunted and risked their lives, and then the women were the ones that protected the children while he was
Yeah.
away. And I mean, I'm okay with women having jobs in high positions.
No, yeah,
That's
yeah.
not what I'm
Don't
saying.
don't
That's
get
not what
me
I'm saying.
don't get me
Yeah,
wrong. I'm
I
I'm
don't
all
care if
for
you're.
I'm all for women's rights and everything. It's just
I
they're
don't.
trying to
I
take it
don't
a bit too
care if
far.
you're a high successful woman and I'm here freaking making a podcast about retarded shit. I don't care about that. I really don't. But like, if you automatically assume that I don't care about you because of that, you're in the wrong, not me.
Very much wrong.
and I don't understand that. Is that like there's because we live in Illinois and it's a very what democratic state,
Yeah,
very democratic
highly,
state.
highly democratic.
Well, you see here, everyone is grown up as their parents are Democrats, and then as being like the couple conservatives in the mix,
Hmm.
being different from everyone else.
I
It's
am.
more of like a mob mentality where we try to give our opinion, we try to be civil, and then like 50 million girls will come up to me like blah 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 blah, just like don't stop talking about
Yeah,
something, my opinion on something that I believe in. They just don't like because that's the way they grew up, and I'm okay with that. You can have a different mindset than me, but it's to the point where I don't want to have a conversation with someone because I'm scared that three of their friends are going to jump in and I'm going to look like I'm a rapist.
yeah, exactly. That's another thing I kind of wanted to talk about. I know it's ever so slightly off topic, but weren't you with Jordan at the bowling alley and those girls were talking about are you Democratic or Republican?
I
And
have a great story for that.
yeah,
All right,
it
here
did.
let me tell the
All
story.
right, go ahead. Floor is
So
yours.
we're at the bowling alley. And there's a group of girls, and my friend Jordan's ex, she was there, and I didn't know that they were broken up yet. So I said, "How are you guys are doing?" It was very awkward. I made the
It
situation
was
worse.
very awkward.
It was a very awkward situation for all people, and I thought it was hilarious. And me being the good friend that I am, we're both bowlers. So we both I decided to try to cheer them up with some dumb bowling stuff that we do and some dumb bowling jokes. Well, we're goofing off on our own, and I can tell that they're staring and thinking about Jordan back the whole night, the entire night. They're just talking about back, and we're about to leave. We're waiting for my parents. Everyone's about to go. Well, three girls walk up to Jordan, and I'm just sitting next to him talking to him. And they ask him, "So Jordan, are you Democratic or are you a Republican?" And
Christ.
Jordan like stuttered for a second. So I immediately responded with, "Jordan, I'll take this one."
Oh Jesus, that's
so
when you know it's gonna
so
be good.
so if you're a Democrat, and I wanted to describe what a Democrat Republican was because I he didn't know, so I'm like, okay, I'll describe it. I want to find a way to make everyone. And I was praying to God, Republican. I was so wrong because I responded. So if you're a, you're automatically a feminine.
Oh Jesus, I can't even imagine how much that set them off, knowing them.
and and they immediately screamed, "It's not like that. It's not like that. Oh my God, why would you say that, Jordan?" So I made the joke.
Let him
Didn't
take
get
all
in
the
trouble
blame.
for it. Didn't get in trouble for it. And I immediately said, "I was the one who said the joke." They're like, "Yeah, it wasn't a joke. Kinda. It was supposed to be a joke. I was supposed to say something about Republicans, but you just get this."
Good God.
One of the funniest moments of my life. I'm
And
not gonna lie to you. I thought it was hilarious.
just the fact that we are I mean just the fact that someone could ask a question like that, like go up to people and talk about are you a Democrat or are you a Republican? And
Yeah,
especially
and the
being
problem
middle school girls, I find it so cringy and so hilarious and it's just
I find it hilarious, but at the same time, it's awful how
yeah.
you're gonna judge a whole person's personality off of what they believe in politically.
Yeah, just
That's where we're at in this
take
day
my
and age.
political opinions out of that, you know. And it's like you, if you were to just learn a couple more things, I just learn a few things about politics. Just take 10 fucking minutes to go online and look at something about politics, then you would understand, you know.
That and I think Ben Shapiro says it best. His quote is facts don't care about your feelings. And
Yeah,
like it's just a matter of do you want to believe your emotions or do you want to believe statistics, what's out there and what is right? I mean, it's just a matter of which one you want to pick.
yeah,
I don't care which one, but I mean, there's a lot of people in this day and age that didn't have to work when they're automatically,
yeah,
a lot of people that just get a lot of things handed to them. They're a lot softer.
yeah,
And I'm not saying that I'm not privileged than my parents or my parents, my grandparents. I'm not. I definitely am. Definitely am in every way possible. I have it. I mean, this generation has much better than everyone before us.
mm-hmm,
But the problem with this is people have become so intact with their emotions to the point where they judge things where they should be judged off of facts. Their opinions
They
that
just
should be
can't think
judged off of facts,
logically. Yeah, they
they
just
judge it
let
off their
emotion
emotion.
get in the way. And it's like
And
when
honest,
you just can't have a civil debate or even so much as a little
no.
conversation with these people about politics and things like that, because they let their emotions get in the way. Like me and you, I guess we're sort of rational thinkers. You know, we can think about this kind of stuff, and me and you can have a civilized debate, and we have in the past. It's just when
Hmm.
people get things like emotion in the way in the mix, it just kind of, I mean, it's just, you just can't have a civilized conversation with these people.
You can't.
Yeah.
And like, honestly, if I'm talking to a girl and I think she's, and I like her personality, I love everything about her, but we have different political views, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like that's
Just
not a
leave that out of the
turnoff.
mix.
It's like that doesn't matter. We don't have to follow, even though we disagree. You're not going to agree about everything, but if you're going to judge off of what they believe politically,
Yeah.
that's not what that's about. That's not what you should judge people off of.
Yeah.
You should judge people off of are they assholes. That's how you should judge people.
Yeah.
They're a dick in society and they don't to contribute. And they don't do things that should are morally right. That then they're not a good person. They're constantly an ass to you, turning you down, bringing you down, destroying yourself. Then I can see you judging.
Yeah.
But if you're just gonna say, "Oh, you're a Republican," "Oh, I don't like you," just immediately write them off.
Yeah.
Why would you ever do that?
You're classifying a whole group of people who think differently under one category of just being complete retards, and it's not the way that you should think, you know?
Hmm.
It's
Like
just
I don't get
dumb.
it.
I don't either. It's so dumb. Um but moving on a little bit, I wanted to, if you don't mind, I kind of wanted to talk about uh something a little personal with you. I wanted to talk about your whole altercation that you had
Oh,
about
so it's
your
not off topic at all.
well,
All
kind of
right,
a
all
little
right,
bit.
all right. Well, I mean, she blocked me, so I don't really have the screenshots to like bring up every single point.
Hmm.
But I don't even know how it got on to this conversation. We were just like talking. Me and this girl, we're talking. We're friends. We have a group chat. We're in it. You know, we're friends. We're good friends. And we're having a conversation. And then for some reason, she wants to bring up rape. I don't know why. But
Christ.
me, being who I am, I wanted to give my honest opinion. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie about my opinion just so I can avoid a conversation, or so that I can just appeal to a person. I'm not gonna do that.
Hmm.
I'm gonna give my opinion, and if they disagree, that's fine. They can disagree. And I honestly, I kind of wanted to have this conversation so I could see where the other line stands. I believe that you should have, uh, what's it called? Proof. There it is. Have proof for rape. All right, that's my opinion.
Hmm.
I believe that because you like a woman can just yell rape and ruin a whole man's life, ruin
Yeah,
his career. You can ruin everything, and it's awful.
that is.
So
I see all these people that
that
are wrongly convicted and like, all the
they
lies
get
and
fired
everything, and
from their
it's just
job.
yeah.
It goes on their permanent record because it's a trial, and then you can't you're most likely not going to get the same profession. You're going to have to settle for less.
Hmm. And it's
And
all
if
it's all because of just that one thing. Like I saw there was a video about
except
this.
in one state, except for in one state, which I think is awesome, in Alabama, they made it so that women can be convicted and charged a good helping of money
Hmm.
if they wrongfully accuse a man of rape,
I
just to
think
ruin his life.
that um,
That's amazing.
every state, every country should do that
Yeah,
because
every state should do that.
yeah, it's like literally they have nothing to lose in that sense
Hmm.
because
They don't.
they can do all this stuff without getting in trouble, and you can ruin a man's career, you can ruin a man's life, and if it turns out they were wrongly convicted, it's like a little slap on the wrist, you know.
Hmm.
No
Like
no
me
big
and you,
deal. It's
like
ridiculous.
me and you, if we heard a woman like in the news said that she got raped, all right, and they're going for trial, me and you say, oh, okay, well, what's the proof? Modern people now on the left decide to immediately just say, okay, well, what we're going to do is we're going to immediately wrongfully accuse this man of saying, oh, he's a rapist. She accused him, rape. immediately.
Yeah.
Write them off.
They just jump to the
And
conclusion of it's true, which I
yeah,
find just
which
repulsive.
and there needs to be rape. I mean,
Oh, Jesus Christ. Dude, I genuinely hope
misspoke a
people
little bit
don't take
there.
that out of context.
I
There
misspoke.
needs to
I
be rape.
apologize. There needs to be proof.
Jesus, there needs to be rape. Oh my God.
I apologize for
Oh,
that. I did
Jesus.
not mean to say
Eric
that. I
already
messed that one
fucking
up.
up on the pilot episode.
It's the fucking first episode, goddammit. Ah, damn. Well, this will be the last episode.
I hope you guys enjoyed the Google experience while it
Yeah,
lasted.
that
We're
was
just
really
gonna leave it
fun
off there. No,
while
I'm
it lasted.
kidding. I'm gonna go ahead and delete the channel. Take
But,
extreme
like,
measures.
We'll cut that one out in post.
Yeah.
So basically, what?
Throw it in there for a little bit of a
All right.
comedic
Let's get back
effect.
to this. I believe that there should be proof for rape. Oh, nailed it. All right.
There we go.
So, I think this
Got it, man.
because it's like we're going back to fourth grade. I think there needs to be proof for rape because I think this because I mean like they just immediately write him off as a rapist, right? Yeah, he raped her. She said so. You know. Well, I assume I asked her like, so what's the proof for rape? She says, she said so. Do you not just immediately fall with the victim? I said, the victim's a pretty strong word. We don't know if there's a they don't know if they're a victim until he's accused, right?
Mhm.
Until he's, and like the problem with that is, if like a lot of people have this mindset of just throwing away the law system and saying innocent until proven guilty is not a thing anymore. Whenever it benefits you the most and it benefits your political agenda, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
You shouldn't just throw out a whole system of law that we've created since the Declaration of Independence because it benefits you politically.
Yeah.
That's not what it was created for. It was created so that people don't be judged in society that if they're wrongfully accused of a crime. That's
Yeah.
why it was created. The founding fathers knew that, and it's amazing how that's there because most countries don't have that.
Mhm.
They don't have that right. They don't have the innocent until proven guilty. So we have innocent until proven guilty for a reason. Well, if a lot of people get that into their mindset that, oh, they're not innocent until proven guilty, I'm gonna believe the person who said, who called rape immediately. Don't even need to see me proof. It's automatically wrong.
Mhm.
He's going to jail.
Just throw that whole
mean,
innocent until proven guilty out
you-
the window.
Yeah, you just throw it out the window. It's gonna be very hard to find a fair jury.
Mhm.
It's going to be very hard. And that's not what it should be about. You should look at the evidence critically and judge whether you think he did it or not. And if he
Yeah.
did, and I mean it, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I feel like he should be condemned to life, 20 years after life. He should be thrown in the jail cell, never see the light of day ever again.
Yeah. It's a
If
really
you raped a woman,
horridly
go to jail for
disgusting-
life. I
yeah.
don't care.
It's a you deserve to rot. That is a horridly disgusting, repulsive
Yeah.
thing that you could do. I mean, genuinely, what does it take mentally
For you to, yeah.
I mean, what can be so wrong with you that you think it's okay to go out and do shit like that? It just fucking disgusts me
Exactly.
that people think they can do that. It genuinely makes me sick to my stomach that people think that they can do that and get away with it. And
I
you
know.
are so wrong.
And that's my problem.
You
is
are
that
traumatized, and you take that standpoint, and right, you take that, and that's if the man is right, or if it comes out the man actually did rape the woman, whatever, right? And then, if there's no proof of that, everyone's already just gonna jump to that conclusion and throw the dude in jail,
Mhm.
and it's just. It's kind of it is a little bit of a difficult situation because obviously it's going to be hard to get proof, but
I know.
if there was, I mean, there wouldn't be men sitting in jail for years on end, just completely lost everything over something they didn't even do.
Exactly.
But then,
My problem with that
you
is-
also have the people that actually did do it, and they deserve to fucking die in jail.
Well, my problem with that is this girl that she has all these very left opinions about rape. Is He says all these different things, and then I try to prove her wrong. She just gets pissed off at me because I don't agree with her.
It
And
goes
I'm
back.
being civil.
It goes back to what we were saying earlier. You can't have a civil conversation with these people because they let emotion get in the way.
Yeah. And I flat out, I came out and said, I had it in the chat. I said, hey, if that man raped her, send him to jail.
Mm-hmm.
No, like lock and key, throw it out the window. I don't care. Burn it. Like just send him away for life. I don't care. But then I decided to type something, and then I don't really remember what I completely said. But then she responded with, so what? Yeah, but it's harder. It's really hard for women to come out and say that they were raped, because 1 in 5 women get raped. And I'm like, for one, if 1 in 5 women got raped, I don't think it'd be that hard to come out at that point,
Mm-hmm.
because
Because
that's a
everyone's just
pretty
going to do the same thing.
that's a pretty bold majority.
Yeah.
According to the FBI, it's 1 in like 1,200. It's a little bit more than that, but I know that that bar it will keep me safe.
Yeah.
So if it's 1 in what 1,200 women get raped every year, that's a rare crime. That's pretty
Mm-hmm.
goddamn rare.
Yeah.
So if you believe 1 in 5, you're wrong. It can't be right. So what I just don't get about what her opinion was is that if a man counting jail is more likely to be raped than a woman is, how is it so hard? I believe that it's harder for a man to come out and say that he was raped by a woman or another man than it is for a woman to come out and say that she was raped. Only because men are described as these big, as a whole,
Yeah. It's
and
the
as
whole deal with
genders
like
are,
it's a
and
whole
as
deal
genders
with
are,
toxic masculinity or whatever that's called.
mm-hmm, it's not toxic masculinity. It's how we are biologically built,
Yeah.
and we're stronger than women.
You know, it's
Men have what, like 20% more upper body strength. That might be wrong.
yeah.
20% more upper body strength than women do on average.
And it also
That means
it kind of has something to do with like the way men are raised. You're told you're the man of the house. You are you
yeah,
gotta
but
stand up and be this protector and all that kind of stuff. And then you go and
you're
get
the
raped or
man of the
something.
house. But then you're also told as a young man. I bet you are too. Never hit women.
Mm-hmm.
Were you told never to hit a girl? 'Cause
Oh
I
yeah,
was.
100%.
I feel like if you're a good parent tells that to a kid from a young age, never to hit women. I never understood that when I was like in first grade. I'm like, well, what if a girl's hitting me? I learned as I grew up I learned, oh yeah, that's only like that's supposed to say, oh, you're not supposed to just hit girls no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they're weaker than you, and if you're just playing around, they're more likely to get hurt because you're stronger than her. That's not me being sexist. That's just me stating a fact.
Yeah,
So if
go
So
ahead.
if a man is stronger than a woman, on average, now there's exceptions in this world. There's female lifters, but on average, if a man is stronger than a girl and a girl raped him, I feel like that would destroy him,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely destroy him.
Yeah. Therefore, just making it even harder to come out. And I'm not saying it's not hard for women to come out and stuff like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's probably gonna be harder for a man. And obviously you know a lot more about this than I do, but I 100% I completely agree with you on this. I think that you know the way that men are raised and all that kind of stuff, it's just gonna be harder for them. You know. We have been going for like, I want to say 50 minutes now. So it's a lot longer than what we were originally expecting. You still there, man? I think you may cut out or something. We're trying to use a Discord to do this. So, not the most professional setup, but you there?
I
Oh,
was
there we
here
go.
the whole time.
I
I
couldn't
was here
hear
the whole
you.
time. That was weird.
Yeah.
It said I was in the voice chat. So where was I?
Um, I
Because I
don't
want to know if
know.
if I didn't hear something.
Um,
Well,
my
if you guys are hearing this twice, you're gonna hear it twice. It is what it is. So, that same day we're friends, but she judged me and wrote me off as an asshole because I thought it was harder for a man to come out and say that he was raped than a woman.
yeah. I don't know if
And she
you.
blocked me on all social media. She blocked me in every group chat. She blocked me in everything. And then whenever I discussed it about it in a group chat with a bunch of our friends in it, she didn't want to have that conversation there, which I really didn't either. But I thought it was necessary because I want to defend myself because she's gonna be spreading rumors about me. I feel like I should defend myself, and I want to see what she screenshotted
Yeah.
so badly.
The fact that she won't share that with you either is pretty angering.
It's awful. Yeah, it's stupid
Because she
because
could, I mean, so obviously take that out of context and use it against you, and there's really nothing you can do except try to
yeah,
prove your point. And I mean, it's
and
just
then
so dumb.
and especially because they're not gonna come up to me and talk about it because all of them think I'm an asshole. All of them think I'm this rapist that supports rape and everything about it. And
Mm.
in all actuality, she took something out of context, took a screenshot of it, and then sent it to a bunch of her friends.
The
That's the
fact,
worst thing you could do in an argument.
yeah, that's just
That's not called
admitting
winning.
defeat, dude.
Yeah,
Eh,
that's not called winning an argument because that's what she said she did.
The
That's not called
fact,
winning an argument. That's called spreading false rumors about me behind my back and then not wanting to man up to what you did.
yeah, it's and the fact that they don't want to talk to you about it or have a discussion just says so much about them and how they're just going to take one side of the story and go with that rather than, what me and you would do and be open to a rational conversation, a civil conversation about this kind of stuff. But instead, they're just going to take one side of the story, blow it completely out of proportion, and then live with that. I just find that to be
Hmm.
utterly ridiculous. So I'm
It's so
sorry you had to go
stupid.
through that, man, or do
Yeah, it
the
was
whole
awful.
situation.
Yeah, none of her friends I don't even know who she sent it to, but I want to know because then I want to come up to them and I want to say, hey, I'm not like that at all. I don't know what this person's been saying about me.
Hmm.
I don't know what they've been saying about me, but that's not what I agree with, and that's not right.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
dumb.
mean, it's so stupid. I don't understand. That's such an awful thing to do to a person where people who don't know me that well are immediately gonna write me off as an awful person
Yeah,
without even getting to know me.
yeah. I don't know if you heard me or not, but we've been going for, I want to say, around 50 minutes or so. So
Oh
if you
wow,
want to switch it up
look at us go.
to, yeah, it's a lot longer than what we originally thought, but we still got like half an hour, however long we want to keep it going. But if you want to switch up the subject so we're not too political, because
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
when you go ahead and do that, you let out all your topics and everything, then there's really no other ideas for any other
yeah.
stuff, especially now that we're in quarantine and nothing interesting is going on. Um, so, yeah. Can't. I'm trying
So
to think of something. Um.
it's been tough lately with the ladies. I'm not gonna lie to you, Chief.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
yeah. I
it's been
heard you
tough.
started talking to that girl. What happened with that?
Oh, dude, I was being nice. I was being a nice little gentleman, you know. I'm asking questions. I'm seeing how she's day going. I'm being a nice dude, all right. And I thought it was going pretty well for a good solid week. Yeah, yesterday she left me. She left me undelivered all day.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I'm still left undelivered from them.
That's so angering when you are
I
left
know it is.
undelivered for days at a time, or just always left
Honestly,
undelivered. Because it's like,
what do you think's worse? What's worse, being left undelivered or being left unread?
I say being left unread because you're being acknowledged, you know. But when you're just left
Yeah, but
undelivered, it's so obvious that they've seen that, but the fact that they don't even want to open it is just so
both
angering.
both are disgusting.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can understand if you want to leave me undelivered for 3 hours. Stuff happens. You do stuff. All right, I can
Hmm.
understand that. But when you left me on 3 hours and then another 3 hours, no one's, especially girls. That's like the main thing that they talk to. their other friends in is Snapchat. They're always on Snapchat. I know that. There's no way that they're not on it and seeing that I snapped them and then just not wanting to.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. Instead of saying, "Oh, I don't really want to talk to you anymore," they just leave me on the limit.
Honestly, I would rather. Obviously, it's gonna hurt in the moment, but I'd rather someone tell me that they just would rather not speak to me than leave me on open or
Exactly.
on
So that
delivered
like,
for a week. Because honestly,
hmm
it's better to outright tell me. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be spending my time
you're
with all
sitting
this
here with a
false hope
false
and
sense of hope.
everything.
Yes, exactly. And that's like I'm sick of wasting my time.
Mm.
That's my problem. Is that like I've talked to a bunch of girls, and then like I try to get to know them, and I'm trying to be as nice as I can, and then they just like disregard me from the get go.
Yeah.
Like they never really gave me a chance. They're just wasting my time.
Yeah, I
I'm
get
sick
it,
of that.
man.
It's stupid.
It's so
And then
sad,
like,
man.
and
You just
the more
always
that I'm
had bad
thinking
luck with ladies, bro.
exactly, but the more that I'm thinking about it, is that like that's how fuckboys are created.
Yeah.
They got denied by so many girls like that that they just decided to hoe around with a bunch of different girls at the same time. And then
Mm.
one girl liked him, got upset that she was not the only girl that he was talking to, and then immediately gets brought off as a because he talks to multiple girls because he doesn't want to waste his time with just one.
Mhm.
That's how that's created right there.
Yeah.
And I see myself every single day. I swore against it, but now that I see myself, I'm like, I can understand why people become fuckboys.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, I already got the perm. I'm halfway there.
Yeah. I Bro, I remember, speaking of freaking hair, I before the summer, I mean just even last year, I was I had like short ass hair like fade on the sides and then had that weird ass like fuck boy
hmm
top dealio and then
Yeah.
I uh I started I fucking grew it out over the summer and then I dyed it red the day before yesterday and it was like I don't know. I
Fucking
thought I was
Ronald
gonna.
McDonald having ass.
Yeah, I know. I went for that Ronald McDonald vibe. I think it. I think it.
You pull up to the barber's office. Hey, yo, you know Ronald McDonald? Say
Yeah,
less.
yeah.
Say no more. I
Say
got
no
you.
more. Um. Oh yeah. I I did that. I thought it was gonna turn out a little bit brighter, but I'm pretty happy with the turnout. Like when it's dark, it looks like a really really dark red, like almost like a weird dark velvet color. And then if I'm out
hmm
in like the sunlight or whatever, it's kind of bright. Like, so I'm pretty happy with the turnout. I still have like half the bottle left, so I think I might just keep it
Send it
red
over
for
to
the
my
summer
house.
or
I'll
something.
I'll take it.
But I was told by multiple people that I should either do blue or purple next. So like they wanted different colors. What would you think about that? And which one?
Hmm. I can almost see you with purple hair next. Like
I
honestly, like right now, once it's starting to die out, you can almost like do blue dye and then do purple dye. I mean red dye,
mhm
mix them together, and you can get like a purple color.
mhm
But now that you're doing it, I think I might do it sometime. Just
mhm.
like dye my hair, just for the fun of it.
I
'Cause why
really
not?
I really like the way that the red turned out, and I'll probably just keep doing it semi-permanent because when you get permanent,
Yeah,
you get roots and you gotta treat it, and it's just always there. But the
yeah.
semi-permanent,
There's no point.
you can change the color after a few weeks. You know, it only lasts like 4 to 6 weeks, depending on the brand
Exactly.
that you
So if
got.
you didn't like it, you can just
I
wait a
think
month and it'll be gone.
yeah, I think the one that I got lasts like 5 weeks or so. But
I
I
thought about
think
just like shaving my head completely off because I don't really want
I
my perm anymore.
I don't know. I think you kind of can pull it off. Like there's some
I
people
can
that
pull
just
off the perm. Don't
yeah,
get me
there are
wrong. I
people
can
that can
pull
pull it
off the
off and there are
perm.
people that cannot. And I think you are one of the people that kind of can
Like
pull
there's
'em
people with like a small face but a big forehead. They can never pull off a perm.
Yeah, it just
But
it just looks
my
ugly as
head's
shit.
but I have like a box for a head, so I can pull it off.
Jesus.
My
Yeah.
head, I mean, I have a box head, so like I have like a strong jawline, and then my cheeks just go straight up,
Yeah.
and then I have a pretty like wide forehead. So
I
like the perm goes directly over my forehead, and it looks great. I like it. It's just a matter of do I want it anymore?
yeah. I have like I have very curly like natural hair. Especially after I get like
Hmm.
the dead ends cut off, it curls like a shit ton. And I remember when I
My
first,
hair is like wavy
yeah,
when it's.
I like grew it out over the summer, and then when I first came back, people were legitimately asking me if I had gotten a perm, because they have never seen it so long that it started to curl. And I was like, "Are you stupid? Like, if it was a perm, it would be way curlier."
Same thing did. That's what they did to Eli.
I thought Eli got a perm.
No,
Like actually,
his hair is just like naturally just messy,
it's,
and it's long.
yeah, I
And
remember.
like his hair has always been that long. He just like combed it in the morning. He just stopped combing his hair. That's
Yeah,
all he did. That's the
that
only thing he did different.
it's kind of what I up and did when I started growing it out. I used to take care of my. I used to like do all this. Um,
I
I'd
put shampoo in
go
my
and
hair. That's about it. That's the
yeah,
only hair care I do anymore.
I used to
I don't
like.
even pick my hair anymore.
I
Like I
legitimately
used
used
to
to
do it
like
a
comb
lot.
it and like a little bit of hairspray here and there. You know how it is. And then now, literally, I wake up, I take my hand, put it in the front, and kind of flick it down, so it's not like all up in the air. And then that's literally all I do. And I think it kind of looks good.
Bro,
Gets
I've
that
been
like
called a
laid back
fuckboy
out.
on multiple situations, and I think it's hilarious every time I do. They're like, Eric, why are you such a fuckboy? And I'm like, what? I have a perm? Is that why? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, but I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice dude.
It's kind of
Isn't that what?
stereotyped.
Like, I think it's hilarious because like most guys with perms, they are fuckboys.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they're doing it to get laid. They're
Yeah.
doing it because girls like curly hair. All right, I did it because I lost a bet.
So that's the difference
And
right there.
yeah, that's the only difference. But basically, like, I've talked to girls after this, and then they're like, Eric, you're a fuck boy. Sucks to suck. And then I'm just like, well, I'm not a fuck boy. I thought you guys liked people who aren't gonna like play with you or nothing. They're like, yeah. And then they go to like this Hispanic guy with curly hair and a nicotine addiction, who breaks up with them after 2 weeks
And a
after they
nicotine
got laid.
addiction. Oh my
It
god.
has to be added.
Ah, Jesus. Just kind of adds to the whole taste.
I mean, I'm not really wrong.
You're not wrong. Christ. Yeah. Yeah, the whole modern day styling and everything is kind of weird.
Hmm.
Um,
Like, I don't get it. Like, some girls are like, dude, I like a very masculine man, very tough guy. And then there's some dude that looks like a freaking like what's it called? Uh, what's the Asian hip hop band?
BTS.
Yeah, BTS.
Oh my
Like, they all
god, I
look like
hate
they
K-pop.
look like girls. Like, all of them look very
Look like
feminine,
fucking Dora.
and I don't get it. They look very feminine, and then like girls flip out over
Dora the Chinese dog
bitch.
eater.
Just Dora the bitch.
Dora the bitch. Damn.
Dora.
Oh my god, dude, we're gonna get so much hate on this.
That's.
It's kind of the point, though.
I want it to be controversial.
The whole, so for you guys listening, the whole way this podcast started was, I'd say about two, well, 2 hours ago, maybe 1.5 hour ago, and me and Eric joined a Discord call, and we were like, I think one of the first things I said was like, hey, bro, what if we had a podcast? And then the idea was born, and then we hurried up and made a Gmail account, and I downloaded OBS on my computer, and now this is where we're at.
That's what we're doing.
Just talking about random shit, dude. And that's probably how it's going to be like every single episode. But we've been going for
We're
like
just gonna
an
talk
hour
about
now.
dumb stuff that's either in the news that we disagree with or we agree with that most people disagree with.
Current events, memes,
It's
and
gonna
shit,
be current
obviously.
events,
Games,
memes
bro.
and shit, games.
Gaming
Uh,
news.
there's
Haha.
gonna be a lot of masturbation jokes. There's gonna
Yeah.
be
I guess we could squeeze a few of those out.
well, of course. Don't want to
Fucking,
leave them blue balls
I don't know if
over
you guys
there,
can
okay?
hear or not, but fucking knee slapper, bro.
That wasn't. Why do you?
Was that?
But basically,
Could you not hear that? Is that not audible enough?
No, I heard it.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I actually slapped my microphone like my fucking boom arm, dude.
All right, you ready for mine? You ready for mine?
Jesus, that was a great, like, that was good,
That was
dude.
crisp.
That was
like
a
echoed in
crisp
my
and
room.
knee slap. I could hear the echo.
That was awesome.
That was pretty sweet.
That hurt.
I like how we just went from talking about like really like controversial like political opinions to just now talking about masturbation jokes and slapping our knees and just random shit. And that, like I said, that's probably how
guys,
it's gonna be every podcast.
If that's the type of stuff that you guys like, drop a subscribe.
Oh yeah,
Just real quick.
hit
Drop a
that,
subscribe.
hit that motherfucking like button.
And since we're in quarantine, we're gonna be doing these a lot.
I say every day, dude. I mean,
Yeah, we're gonna try to go daily, but sometimes we're busy or we're tired, so we won't. But we're gonna try to stay up as late as possible. We're gonna post these late,
yeah.
so we're super sleep deprived. So we talk about
uploads at,
even
like, 3 in the
dumber
morning.
stuff. Yes. So basically, if you wake up at 11, it should be one of the first things that pop up on your For You page.
It's a TikTok thing, dude. Dude, TikTok
Yes,
is
it
such
is.
a terrible platform. Wasn't
Oh,
there
it's
that,
it's a sucky platform, but you want to know something?
it is
I am
genuinely
addicted to it.
yeah, and no, I've never been a whole Musically TikTok kind of thing.
Well, I mean, like, okay, so it's just a matter of what you're on there for.
yeah.
My following, like, if like, okay, we're starting talking about masturbation. Basically, if like I want to fucking jerk off, I look at TikTok for my following page, look at that for 15 minutes, and then I go watch porn, right?
Right.
But like, if I'm wanting some like actually like kind of funny memes from time to time, I'll go on my For You page
Mhm.
because I have it so dispersed out that like sometimes I got in a video of this like guinea pig getting neutered. It's hilarious.
What the fuck?
It's the dumbest stuff.
Why?
And I think it's fucking hilarious.
Why would you put a video of a guinea pig getting fucking neutered of all things?
Because why not?
Like you could get like a guinea pig like playing with toys or like being all happy and everything, but no, you want to put a video of a guinea pig getting just fucking neutered on TikTok. Like,
Yes.
that is great.
Or like mine
Good
just has like a bunch
content.
of like mine just has like a bunch of sex jokes or stuff like that, and I have it separated like that because that's the type of stuff that I like. My For You page knows what I like.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No shit. It's a For You page.
Exactly, it knows me. Knows me better than most people.
No. But anyway, yeah. Expect uploads at like fucking 3, 4 in the morning, something like that. We're always just gonna be super sleep deprived, and
It's gonna be fun.
it is. It's gonna be a nice ride if we even.
Sometimes we'll bring our friends along.
Oh
so
yeah.
we can get their
We'll
opinions.
have you know, a few people mentioned that we've talked about, like Dylan and Jordan
Yeah.
and all of them. We'll get them on. You know, they're a bunch
like
of crackheads,
like
but it's
they,
alright.
because they have, yeah, we're all a bunch of crackheads, but they have some differing opinions than us.
Yeah.
So
Have
like
some
we have
civilized
do
debates.
do we have any like leftist friends?
I don't think so.
I think the majority of the boys are typically like they're pretty conservative.
Yeah.
Because actually there's a report that's like most of the youth, not in not in Illinois, but most of the youth in like in the whole United States are like mostly conservative,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah.
scares ever living shit out of the left,
Yeah.
and I find it hilarious.
Trump 2020.
Trump 2020,
I don't
Kanye 2020.
I-
Let's go.
I don't understand.
He's gonna go 2044 now.
Is he actually trying to do that again?
I think he said that. He said
He's trying to
well,
make that
since
a
I
trend
support
again. Jesus Christ.
since Trump has 2020, I'll take 2024.
If I'm being honest with you, I'm much rather gonna have. I don't know why I said that, because it's. I mean, anyone could feel the same way except for the dumbass leftists. But
Yeah.
I feel like I would much rather have a president that I know is gonna do good for this country, which he has over this term. I'm very pleased with the results and everything. I would much rather have that than an escaped dementia patient, Joe Biden, that doesn't know what he's talking. He forgets what he's talking about halfway through. He forgets what he's talking about halfway through his sentence, and it's like,
Exactly.
are we really gonna have a person that can even get out like a 5-word sentence run the fucking United States of America? Or would you
He's
rather
also,
choose someone that,
I mean, come
that
on.
you know is gonna do
He
good?
kisses kids.
Jesus, yeah.
He
Fucking
kisses kids. I
pedophile,
don't
bro.
like that. Come on, Democrats, get your mans. Like that's who you want as president. The guy who kisses kids on the mouth.
Jesus. Yeah.
Hoorah!
Hoorah, America, baby.
Damn
Jesus.
straight.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, people hate us already.
Yeah, I know.
If anybody wants to watch this, yeah, they're gonna hate us.
Yeah. Well, it'll be a very select audience, dude.
Yeah.
No,
Well, I
but
mean, if we ever got popular and we posted to YouTube, we get shadow banned. YouTube hates
yeah,
YouTube hates all conservative uploads. They shadow ban everything. It's hilarious.
I
We would
remember.
make no money off of this.
I remember back when YouTube was good, and the term their little slogan, "Broadcast yourself," genuinely meant something.
Mhm.
That's something to think
Yeah,
about
like
right there.
you could say whatever you want, and then they had a political agenda.
Hmm.
And that's the problem. This website and this platform should not be about
They're
whether you have a political agenda.
they're
It should be about
silencing
a
our
whole other
opinions.
side.
Yeah,
It's
just
like
just
that's the reason.
to benefit their political agenda. It's disgusting. It's ridiculous. It's a
It's
violation of my
it's
First
a
Amendment right.
exactly like it's a and people like to say, well, this platform doesn't really it doesn't under its rules and guidelines it doesn't follow the First Amendment,
Mm-hmm.
but it does. It does follow. Like we're using this platform and it in its rules and like terms, it uses it like it says that you could say whatever you want unless it's like it violates their community guidelines. And talking about your political views should not warrant you to like get shadow banned because
Yeah.
the owners disagree and they people might find it offensive. Like I find it offensive sometimes when people talk about their opinions, but I like to, you know, rebuttal, have a nice
Yeah.
conversation about it, not kick them off a platform where they can say their mind.
Yeah. It's dumb.
That's just my opinion about that.
I just get I don't the whole shadow ban thing is just it's so dumb.
Stupid.
You're literally taking people's First Amendment rights away. Like to put it
I mean,
blatantly,
they love to
that's
do
what you're
that. They
doing.
like to take the first and the second away.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, in the great words of Dave Chappelle, who is a leftist, by the way, who likes to make fun of trans people, which you guys don't like. I mean, let's understand here. It's a little weird. I mean, come on, it's strange. I mean, you can't tell me that identifying as a girl is not like when you have a penis and you identify as a girl. You can't tell me that's not weird. That's weird.
That's really weird.
Okay, it's really weird. And then like somebody just Dave Chappelle comes out and makes fun of it, openly makes fun of it, but is on your side, and you don't laugh at that. You're the bad guy.
Yeah.
Like like if you want to strip First Amendment rights, sure you can try to, but it's never gonna happen.
Mm.
And like you gotta understand, I feel like comedy, like down the road, if everything was run by leftists, there would be no good comics left because
Yeah.
they'd be too scared to make a joke about anyone because they
When
don't want to get banned or deplatformed from anything.
when you think about it, comedy has just been ruined by the left. I mean,
Exactly.
everyone has become so sensitive all of a sudden. It's just ridiculous. You can't say anything anymore
You can't take
in
a
a
joke.
comedic.
No one knows how to
Yeah.
take a joke
No one,
anymore.
no one. There, like people just no longer put a barrier in between a joke and what people are actually trying to
Fact.
say. They are
Yeah.
literally just taking everything and blowing it out of proportion and taking it out of context and being like, "Well, that's not funny." That blah blah blah. You have ruined comedy by doing that. Nothing is as funny as it used to be simply because of that fact, and that just pisses me off.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Like if someone's on, so basically, I would expect you to support a comedian that shares your political views even more than you think like they're funny.
Hmm.
You know, well, if they support your political views, but they make fun of one thing in that you agree with, that's just, I mean, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
you automatically hate him and you think he's out of touch. But in all actuality, like First Amendment, like, you can say these things because you're like it's legally allowed to. You can't go to jail for it. You could say anything and not go to jail for it. Now it might ruin your self-image, but you could say whatever you want as long as you're not going to, you know, say, "Oh, I want to kill this person." You
Mm.
know,
Yeah.
as long as you don't say that, because then that's a threat. Then you can go to jail for that. And I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. If you say, "Oh, I'm gonna kill this person," and then automatically someday down the like a week later that guy dies, I mean, sure, that's wrong. But if you're just making a joke and it's very blatantly obviously joke and you want to get offended by it,
It's just dumb.
if you get mad at me saying retarded, get used to it.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
gonna say the
another
word
thing.
retarded a lot.
The word retarded and the N word. Obviously, I'm not gonna say it for pretty obvious reasons. Um, I would, but I'm kind of contradicting myself here. They're they're words, and the thing is, you need to. I know I might sound like a bad person when I say this, but you need to take the meaning. You need to separate the actual word and the meaning behind it. If I say the word retard and I refer to someone with a mental condition and I mean that as an insult, yeah, that's a derogatory term. But
Yeah, you're an insensitive
yeah,
fuck.
it's no, it's only derogatory if I'm trying to make it derogatory towards them. If I
But
say
like,
retard in a joking way, it's just a
mhm.
fucking word and people lose their minds, you know?
Yeah, I see that mostly with like guys. Like, I'll die in a video game, and it's like, dude, that's retarded. I hit him, and then
Mhm.
like, some girl will be like,
People
oh
get
my god, you
offended
said
over that.
retarded. That's
Yeah.
so insensitive. Well, I mean, sure, I'm referring to people who have mental problems, but I'm not calling someone who actually has a mental disability a retard. That is a thing to do, and I would never do that to a human being.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want to blatantly like, I don't know, discriminate against a
Yeah,
person
no,
because they have
that,
a
that's
mental disability.
that's what
That's
I'm
nothing they can do about that.
that's what I'm trying to say. Like if you had a mental condition, and I called you a fucking retard and I meant that as an insult, that's a derogatory term. That's bad, That's not that's fucked up. But
And my favorite
if
thing
you're
to
my
my favorite
friend,
thing is
if you're my friend and we're joking and I'm like, "Bro, you're so retarded," or "That idea is so retarded." It would just be like saying that's so dumb. You're so dumb. Because I'm not meaning it
mhm.
in a derogatory way. They kind of talked about this on the Joe Rogan Experience a little bit. And like it's like they're just words. You have to separate the words and the meaning, you know?
It's my favorite thing whenever someone who actually does have like a mental disability and they like make fun of it. They're making fun of themselves, but then like people don't know if they should laugh or not.
Oh
I
my
find that
god.
hilarious
I have
because
friends
like
like
they're
that.
they're they're so like trained to get offended that if someone like I've seen people who like have like a missing leg and they'll make jokes about it. They'll be
Yeah.
like they don't know if they should laugh or not because they don't want to like be the dick that laughed at a veteran joking about him
Yeah.
missing
No.
his leg when it's very obviously a joke.
Yeah,
He's saying it to make you laugh.
I have one of my cousins that lives up north. He has ADHD or ADD or whatever it is, and every time I'm with him, he always makes jokes about it, and I find it hilarious. Like I start dying laughing. He'll be like, he'll do something, and he'll be like, and that's why I'm fucking retarded. And like I'll die laughing. I find it hilarious because I know that's a joke. But,
Hmm.
if someone calls him a retard and meant it as a derogatory term, like I said before, that's fucked up. But yeah, he'll
and
like
don't and be
stub his toe out
expected
like
to
I'm
probably get
fucking
your ass beat
retarded.
for that.
And like
I'm
it's
fucking retarded.
hilarious.
Kicks
Like
a chair,
I'll start
just kicks
dying
a chair
laughing.
across the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you
Woo, I'm a
mean.
retard. But obviously they're meaning it as a joke. So I'm not being a dick by laughing at that because they want me to laugh at it. That's what they want, you
It's
know?
the whole point of comedy is
It's
to
the whole
make
point.
people
That's the whole
laugh.
point of the
It's the
joke.
most. It's supposed to like make people feel, I don't know, just a sense of joy because in this world in this day and age, everyone's so offended by everything
Yeah.
that we can't laugh anymore. We
That's
don't get
why
the time to
yeah.
just sit down and relax and think about how like weird things are in this day and age, and just like look back and say, "Oh, that's a little weird. Let's make fun of it and
Yeah.
have a good time." We don't do that anymore because we're too scared to.
Yeah, and that's why like my favorite thing in the world that tops everything else is offensive humor, because
Oh
they should
yes,
really take the word offensive out of it, because it's really just humor. It's just people find it
yeah,
offensive, you know. And fucking mic drop, like that's facts. It's not
that
offense.
is
It's not
fact.
offensive humor. That's what humor was originally intended to be. It's just you have all these fucking oversensitive crybabies that find everything offensive,
Like
and it's
I watched a
ridiculous.
video. I watched a video about where like laughing came from like a prehistoric state,
Hmm.
and it came from fear. It
Yeah,
came from like
I know that.
cavemen
Yeah,
being scared about something, so they decided to make noises and disgrunted about it.
in a
When it
way.
didn't turn out to when it turned out then it didn't turn out to be real, then they decided to laugh about it. That's how that planned out.
Yeah,
So it, it
in a
came it
way.
originally came from fear.
Yeah, in a way, when you think about it, comedy is kind of meant to be offensive a little bit. You know, I'm saying all comedy is meant to be offensive. You could make some really, you know, like a dad joke or something like that, and it's not really offensive. But like,
Those
you
are my
know,
favorite ones.
yeah. But when you think about it, they are kind of intended to be slightly offensive, and those are the funnier ones. You just have all these, you know,
Hmm.
dumbasses that take everything to heart, and it's stupid.
Yeah, it's too serious.
Yeah,
People just need to freaking relax for once in their life
yeah,
because people just all they think about is politics, and
yeah,
they don't get a chance to just sit down and relax for a bit.
yeah.
And everyone's so uptight. I don't understand.
Speaking of relaxing, I don't mean to change the subject or anything, but this is like the most relaxed period of my life. Like, and that kind of goes back to the whole e-school learning. Like, you know, I used to be stressed out, presentations and tests and all that kind of stuff. And now, you know, I'm staying up till like 4 in the morning every night and then sleeping
Well,
in
I
until 1
mean,
or 2. And then I
I
get all my
wasn't
shit done.
stressed out until, my teacher decided to give me a 55 in her class. Oh, apparently I wasn't doing her work when I turned everything in.
Yeah.
That's when I found it stressful.
I've seen, I've seen, people post that stuff like on their stories. Like they have like F's in the class or whatever, and they've, you know, obviously turned everything in. And that kind of goes
And
back
my
to
favorite,
the whole idea of you can't really rely on technology all the time, because it's not, you know, you're gonna have those hiccups and all that kind of stuff, and
yeah,
it's gonna affect you in a negative way, because
but
you're the one that looks like you're not doing your work and shit, and that
my
is one
the
of the
problem
cons
with
of it.
that is, I mean, in Illinois, they just came out and said your
Just
grade can't
fucking
be lower than what it was in the third quarter. It can only grow up.
yeah,
So technically, you could just not do your work. But I'm being good and I'm doing all my work just so, I'm not getting harassed by the teachers saying, "Oh, you're not doing your work," just because I don't want to. No, I want to do my work. I may not like it, but I'll do it just to please you and
yeah,
to maybe get some extra points out of it. But if you're going to give me a 55F in your class because, I don't know, you say I'm not doing your work in your class, when I very obviously am, just you don't like the work that I turned in,
yeah,
that's messed up.
yeah,
That's where I draw the line. Like I had an 86 in her class last quarter. Now I have a 55 when schooling just got easier. How does that work?
yeah.
Explain that. So, like, no matter what, my grade's going to be an 86 in that class. So I don't care. I don't have to do your work, but I'm doing your work.
So
So stop complaining.
is that really how it works? Like you can't get your grade lower than what it
I mean,
was last quarter?
that's what I took from the video. The
Yeah.
principal put out a video saying
I
like,
remember reading
so
something along the lines of that,
yeah,
but
it said like, so let's say you have an 86. That's the threshold. It cannot go below, but it can
yeah.
go up.
I
That's the
just find
threshold.
that a little bit
Now it's
weird.
just a matter of I don't know if you could like if you just don't do your math. I don't know if they just decide that you needed to do this I'm not. You're supposed to do this work, so that we're gonna hold you back and you're gonna do that math again. Now that's where I can almost
It
happen,
it
but
kind of
that's only for math.
I it kind of doesn't make sense to me, because when you look at it obviously from the student's perspective, they're going to be happy as shit, you know, but
Hmm.
when you look at it logically, what if you were a straight A student last quarter? Therefore, you would not literally have to do any work in order to get good
Yeah.
grades. But the thing is, they want us to keep learning and stuff like that. You're not going to learn anything because you're just not
It's
doing
to
your
the
work,
point
but you're
where like
still being
what
rewarded with straight A grades because that's what you got last quarter. So this whole it's all unmarked waters, and we're all kind of in this together trying to figure all this shit out. We've never really dealt with anything like this before, but still, it just doesn't really make sense that they would do something like that.
wasn't it Harvard that like banned grades? Like they just don't have grades anymore.
Really?
It was like Harvard or Yale, some like very Ivy League
Like
school, like
prestigious.
said that yeah, like they said that they're not doing grades anymore for the rest of the year because their students can't focus during this pandemic.
Yeah.
And
I,
there's too
I
much
can't
stuff
even
going on in their personal lives.
I can't
And
even
if
I can't even imagine the shit that college students are going through right now
exactly,
with all that.
like you gotta
Like,
think,
I
no
we
one's dealt
are
with this before. Why are you tackling on schoolwork to just make us
yeah,
more stressed?
we're freshmen in high school and we're trying to figure this shit out. Like I'm
Hmm.
trying to put myself in the shoes of a college student now and what they got to be
Yeah,
going through. Like
or
that's
even
just
seniors.
insane.
If seniors don't know what they're gonna do yet, and they don't like, let's say they want to go to college, but they don't have like their living arrangements set up, I wonder what they're going through.
Yeah.
They're probably stressed out of their mind. So, and then just tackle on a bunch of schoolwork every single week on top of that.
Plus the
I
whole
don't get the
idea
point.
of the fucking most obvious the pandemic itself. All that is gonna add up.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. If you guys like, I think one of the teachers, one of the math teachers, complained to their students about how stressed they are. You're a math teacher. You're giving out the most homework out of everyone, and you're complaining about being stressed.
Yeah.
I'm really shocked. I think my only reason why I think they haven't gotten away with grades yet is just to the point where I think they have to do it for so long. I feel like they're gonna wait for so long till they get rid of grades
Yeah.
until to a point where everyone like they did enough curriculum for the rest of the year that they don't have to do anything
Yeah.
where it's acceptable at least.
Mhm. All
But I
right.
mean, like no principal's gonna want to fail a student during quarantine because they didn't know how to do the work because they can't see their teacher.
Yeah, because you have
No
those
one's gonna want to do that.
you have those students that like they have to get specific help from the teacher in order to understand these subjects, and when they can't get that, I mean, how are they supposed to succeed? You know?
Hmm.
But
Like emails can only go so far as words can go.
yeah, but and you have the people that do better with hearing things and seeing things rather than
Hmm.
just trying to read a fucking email, trying to figure out what they're doing.
Yeah, I learn better when I can look at what you're doing,
Yeah,
see
more
what
more
you're
of a visual learner.
trying to.
I'm the same way.
And videos do not help at all
Yeah, I
because
would.
I can't ask
It's
questions while you're doing it.
it's so much easier to see it in person, but obviously we can't do that right now. But
Hmm.
anyway, we are currently an hour and I want to say 10, 20 minutes it's ish in. Um so I think we're going to wrap things up for tonight if you don't have anything else to add. Um
Good.
like I said, we're probably going to be pushing these out quite a bit since obviously we're in quarantine. We don't have anything better to do, and we're on summer break since they canceled school for the rest of the year. So for another like what, 5 months or so, we're just going to be having these episodes out all the
Well, we only
time.
got like school for one more month.
Yeah, and then we'll really
After
push these
June, I
out.
bet you. Yeah, after May, they won't be.
Yeah, but
It's just like the moment, like I don't think businesses will be back up for a long time, but I bet you this whole virus thing will go away within a month or two.
mhm,
So once we're able to like get out and do stuff again, then we'll actually have some topics to talk about.
yeah, but as of right now, I think we're going to wrap things up. And just one quick thing: these are super easy because we do this stuff already. It's just a matter of recording it and putting it on YouTube. We do this stuff normally.
Yeah,
Just sit here and
we
talk
talk
about
about some
stuff
shit
at
all the
like
time.
3 in the morning. But anyway, we're gonna wrap things up. It is 2:11 in the morning. I hope you guys have a fantastic Friday. Whenever you guys wake up, or just whatever time it is for you guys watching. And we hope to see you guys in the next one. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed.
Penis.
Oh, yeah, penis.